Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at CRO. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, if you haven't watched the previous update, make sure to do that before watching this one so that you have more context. It's going to be linked in the top right hand corner of your screen. Now, I also have two donation links down below in the description. So if you want to support Ukraine, you can do so by going over to the official websites and donating through them. Thank you all for the support, and let's get on to the technical analysis. So as you can see, we have a large Fibonacci retracement set up. We have our swing high all the way up here in November of 2021, and we have our swing low in January of 2022. So our 1.618 target was all the way down here based on the Fib retracement, and we lost that and we went all the way down to our capitulation target at roughly 11 cents, and we retested that once, and we are retesting that once again over here. So you printed a low in June, you started retracing as all the altcoins did, and now you're coming back down to where you retraced from. So essentially right now what you're doing is you're printing a very nice double bottom pattern. And the negative thing that I do see here is that if we do lose this low, then you are invalidating the double bottom pattern, and we really don't want to do that. In fact, if I take a look and zoom in a little bit more, so as you can see, if you go to the weekly chart, I think that's going to be a better, you're going to have a better view of the double bottom pattern here. Okay, so as you can see, if you count in the candles, then technically you have lost this low because you don't count in the wicks for the patterns. So based on the body of the candles, you have lost this low. So you're technically printing a lower low. So there is no double bottom pattern here for us. However, we are taking a look at another potential bullish reversal pattern. So we're going to go back to the daily chart here. This was just to show you how it looks on the weekly chart. So yeah, so the double bottom pattern here would be invalid because I know some of you would probably ask about that and would notice that. But yeah, like I said, we have candles closed below these candles, so this move is invalidated. However, what is not invalidated is this broadening descending wedge that we have over here. So as you can see, we have one touch off of the resistance here in August, another touch here in September. Then for the support, you have a bounce in August and another bounce in September. So you're bouncing up and down, and each time the channel sort of is getting wider and wider. Now, usually this ends up in a break to the upside. So you start coming all the way up, breaking up to where the pattern was created, and that's over here at 13 cents, or is, well, slightly higher than 13 cents. And we ran into this resistance here, and not only is this the resistance of the broadening descending wedge, this is the resistance of the channel up pattern that we formed over here. As you can see, we're holding this level as support multiple times, then you dumped below it, you back tested it as resistance, and then you started the downtrend. And that is what typically happens after you lose a key support level. So yeah, I'm looking at this pattern. Potentially, we do have a target here at 13 cents as our breakout target. Also, I would target the 1.618 for November/October. If we do see a move to the upside during these 2 months, during the next 60 days, then that could be a target for us, because for the past 3 years, we have been bullish in October and November. We have seen strong moves to the upside for Bitcoin. I think last year, Bitcoin went up 75% in October. So potentially we could see that this time around as well. And that would put Bitcoin at around about $31,000. And as you can imagine, altcoins will pump alongside Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin is going to do a 75%, then to the 1.618, that's a 48% for Polygon. To the 1.414, that's an 85%. And to the 1.272 at 24 cents, that's 117%. We can obviously get to those numbers, right? It is doable in a matter of 60 days, but we need the sentiment to be bullish, because if we're going to be getting more regulation out and we're going to be getting bearish news regarding some crypto companies and all that. It's just going to drive the investors away, and we want those retail investors coming in. Because keep in mind, when you make money in crypto, someone is losing the money on the other side because you're taking someone else's money. Someone bought into the project, gave the money in exchange for the tokens, and you're taking that money in exchange for the tokens. So someone has to lose for you to win. You have to understand that. And if there are no retail, if there is no retail in the market, then you're not going to be seeing these strong moves to the upside. So be aware of that. Now we're holding the second fib level here at 11 cents, which is very important in my opinion. We could potentially retest 10.22, and we could come back down here in another potential capitulation that we might have, or another sort of pullback, because I wouldn't call this a capitulation. A capitulation would be all the way down here to the 1.272 at 0.0812 cents. But if we come back down here to the yellow support and we don't lose that low, we may see a nice double bottom pattern here. But if you start closing candles below this low, then once again, you're invalidating a potential double bottom pattern. But like I said, even if you come back down and lose this, you are still potentially going to be in this broadening wedge pattern until you start breaking out. Of course, if you start losing the support of the pattern, at that point, you're invalidating this pattern as well. So yeah, but crypto.com in general right now, if you just zoom out and take a look at what's happening with the price action, then you can see that these prices are very cheap, because these are the prices that we saw during the last pullback in 2021 during the summer. And these are the prices that we saw in November. Obviously, you were slightly below here in December of 2020 and January of 2021. But still, these are extremely low prices. And from the all-time high, we have went down 88.5%. So I do think this is a very good opportunity for you to buy into the project. I want to get involved with crypto.com as well. I'm going to start buying into it as well in the next couple of weeks. So if you want to get all of my trade alerts, feel free to join me on Patreon. The link is down below in the description. I upload weekly podcasts, share all of my trade alerts. I share all of my low cap gems that I find with you guys, and you can leave me your suggestions and technical analysis requests as well. It's a nice little community that we have going on, and it's a great way to support the channel, obviously. So yeah, this is what I'm looking at for crypto.com right now. You have your 3 targets for November. I would say at least if you really want to take profits, then I at least would wait until we get to the 1.618 here, because that is going to be a major resistance level for us. And also keep in mind the white trend line. We have retested that multiple times in the past couple of years, and we just may run into it here in November for another rejection. So keep an eye on this white trend line. As you can see, we have multiple bounces. We had one bounce here in October last year, another bounce in April of 2021, another bounce here in July of 2020. So just keep in mind that these long-term trend lines are far more important than these short-term little patterns. So if we manage to break above that white trend line, then you can see what happened the last time we did that. But obviously, things don't really repeat themselves in crypto markets, but they do rhyme. So eventually, we're going to see these moves for some of the altcoins. And with the marketing team behind crypto.com, I do think they're going to see far higher prices than $1. And let's, for just as an experiment, let's take the low here of this bear market, and let's say that this is the low and we're not going to go any lower. Okay, so our low is over here just at 10 cents, and our swing high is going to be the all-time high in November at 97.5 cents. So we have our 1.618 target here at $3.99, basically putting us at $4. So this is an incredible opportunity for you guys, and you usually retrace to the 1.618 after you break the first fib level. So from where we are right now, that is a 3,400% trade. I think that's an amazing possibility for everyone to make a bunch of money. And yeah, decide for yourselves, guys. Let me know what you think of this project. Let me know what are your long-term targets. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. Feel free to check out my Patreon. All the links are down below in the description. If I missed out anything important on the charts, please let me know as well. And I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.